The following story has been brought to you by StoriesToInspire.org.
Last Elul, I heard from a woman who was involved in the Maisa something extraordinary. This woman she's an Israeli Rebbitzin, and she actually helps a group of those where children are never born with heart issues. This happened last Elul, not yet a year ago. And unfortunately, a young couple who lived right outside of Yerushalayim had a beautiful baby girl, but she was born with a terrible heart defect. And for the first couple years of her life, she was connected to every conceivable tube and machine. And then they got that call that the only chance for your 3-year-old to survive is a heart transplant. Ve'einenu, it wasn't happening. And they waited almost a year, not being able to go too far from home or the hospital. What if the heart becomes available? And they waited and waited and waited. And a year almost came and went. Their daughter was getting weaker and sicker, and life was slipping away because no heart was available. Moray v'Rabbi, I am telling you, Maisa Shahaya Kachaya, exactly how it happened. One day, this woman, after almost a year of waiting and seeing what was happening to her daughter, decided to make a move of hen levadad, a move of purity, move of making her home of Asuli Migdash. She felt that honestly, although she was careful about Gidrei Tznius, dressing modestly, there were certain things she wore that she knew, I'm better than that. These aren't things that I should be wearing, but the Yetzer Hara never allowed her to get rid of them. And then on Friday, last Elul, on a Friday afternoon in Elul, exactly how it happened. This woman walked into her closet and she took the few outfits under discussion that she knew, they're borderline, I'm better than that. It's not something I should be wearing. I want my home to be a higher level of a Asuli Mikdash. She took the few outfits, the blouses, whatever they were, and she took a large pair of scissors. And as she started to cut them, as I'm showing you with my hands, she said, Ribono shel olam, kishem shani koreya, just as I am tearing up and ripping up my clothing, please be koreya, the evil of the decree against my little daughter, and let her get a heart. And she kept repeating, just as I'm being koreya, and she cut. Just as I'm being koreya, and she continued to cut. And said, please rip up the evil decree. She finished, she felt wonderful. And I'm quoting her. This is a direct quote. Not 5 minutes later, the phone rang. And the hospital said, we have a heart for your daughter. They brought her in, and by 4 a.m. Shabbos morning, the little girl had a new lease in life. Her heart was in perfectly. And B'chazdai Agadol, I'm proud to tell you now, almost a year later, she's a young, little, vivacious, energetic girl. And Be'ezer Hashem, she'll continue to blossom into a wonderful Bas Yisrael.
Enjoyed this story? Come again. Bring a friend. StoriesToInspire.org